И что ж, всем привет, продолжаем ходить столпы. И именно на этом моменте мы остановились. Джеку что-то нравится, что здесь почему-то трещина постоянно образуется. И что мы имеем? Бурю. Она бушует уже несколько недель. Ветер ревет, и песок летит в лицо. Надеюсь, с Ильеной ничего не случилось. Она бушует... Ага. Инструменты. Молоток у зубила. Своды. Маленькая трещина. Может, свод непрочный? И это он давит на стену и приводит к трещинам. Деревянные балки. С первого взгляда с ними все в полном порядке. Северная и южная стены обеспечивают устройство. Слава богу. Устойчивость обеспечивает. Том. Он никогда не говорит об Альфреде. Но я вижу, что он думает про него. Интересно, увидим мы когда-нибудь его собор изнутри. Так.
Sailing on the wind. Rashid told me. Sure. Until then, stay away from the edge. I'd better be careful up here.
Так, деревянные балки.
The roof looks all right.
Своды.
The vaulting is cracked. Are you all right? Climbing up here isn't as easy as it used to be. Yeah. Do you want to take a break? I'm fine. Better watch out for yourself. Wouldn't want to see the wind pushing you over the edge there. I'm fat enough to be safe, don't worry.
Ага.
He says he's all right. I better focus on our problem.
Ну, если в порядке. Инструменты, я так понимаю, можем забрать. Молоток из зубила. О, как.
Careful over there. If we don't find out what's causing this, then the whole east wall will come down. The storm is making it worse.
Дед
You're
прав.
right. What about Aliena? She should be on her way back from Winchester now. Oh, I hope she's all right in this. Yeah, I hope so too.
Стена, неизвестно, сколько она продержится. Отсюда смотрится так безнадежно. Огромная трещина во всю высоту. Че, молотком вот сюда? А, со сводом, с этой дыркой.
If I make it worse, then we'll at least know what the problem is. You're probably right.
Угу.
All right. One more time.
Еще разок. Заряжай.
And? What happened? If the vaulting were unstable, this part should have collapsed and the wall would retract. So, the cause of our problem is not up here? No. When we erected the eastern wall 17 years ago, there was also a crack. No matter what we did, it always came back. Remember? Yes. Yeah, I remember.
Было такое, да.
But this is not the same wall. We rebuilt it. Still, could the cause not have been the same in both cases? Maybe.
Камень, земля, квадра крипта. Ну-ка.
The cloister? Do you think that's likely? It was there back when your wall had a crack, and now this wall is unstable too. But it's too far away. If it fell apart, it wouldn't affect the east wall.
Крипта.
The crypt? Huh. How kept the whole foundation there as it was? But it never had to carry this much weight before. You're right. If the cause of our problem is down there, we'll find it. You go ahead.
Ну, походу, в крипте.
I'll manage. Just don't tell your mother. Are you sure? Go on. I know you can't wait to get down there. Neither can you. I'll just take a quick look and wait for you.
They were enraged.
Ой,
Bishop
Джонатан.
Henry thinks that the Pope should hear about what you wrote.
I think so
Филипп
too.
еще посидел
I would be
вообще.
honored if he read my book.
Philip, I really am worried about you.
There is no need for you to worry, Jonathan. It is just a book.
The problem is that the people love your sermons and what you wrote, even though most of them can't read. Your book is being copied in priories all over England.
Is that not a good thing, if our message gives people hope?
In desperate times, hope can be a powerful force.
That is very true.
Well, I fear the bishops. They might come to believe you took that power from them.
Do you?
Вторая книга Филиппа «Божественная душа». Тоже огромная. Нет. В своей книге Филипп высказывает предположение, что поскольку Бог создал человека, каждый из нас носит в себе божественную искру. Или искру. И хотя порой нам кажется, что Бог покинул нас, на самом деле Бог ближе нам, чем кто-либо другой, поскольку наша душа имеет божественную сущность. Это означает, что мы не должны сидеть и ждать спасения извне, но можем изменить мир вокруг нас своими силами. Мы можем посадить семя, а Бог, в свою очередь, поможет ему вырасти. Философия Филиппа распространилась по всей Англии и даже по другим частям Европы, но церковь жестоко критикует этот текст. В своей первой книге Филипп критиковал только фальшивые чудеса. Теперь же он заявляет, что все люди одинаково божественны, соответственно, представители духовенства обладают не большей божественностью, чем любой другой человек. Звучит. Дерево. Дерево Джонатана. Буря все еще не сломала его. Крепкое. Который он посадил, кстати, он был такой.
Jack!
Да.
Have you been atop the cathedral during the storm?
Don't worry, Philip. The storm isn't as bad up there. Jonathan, did you and the others come directly from Winchester?
Yes, we did.
What about Aliena?
She stayed a day longer for the fleece fair. She should be on her way back now.
In this storm?
We didn't expect it to get worse.
No one did.
I am sure she'll be all right.
I need to go. I think I know why the east wall is unstable.
Yes? Why is that?
I'm not sure, but I think the answer lies down in the crypt. I should hurry before it's too late.
Филипп, люди так и стекаются послушать его проповеди. В книге он честно изложил свои мысли. Он нашел свою правду. Джонатан скоро станет помощником приора, а ведь он до сих пор не знает, кто его отец.
Jonathan is probably right. Aliena will be fine. Still, I'd feel better if she was here with us. I think I know what caused the problems we have with the east wall.
Wonderful. You know, I just realized that the crack in the wall reminds me of the one that the old cathedral had.
The one that burned down?
Yes. I only noticed it when I visited after Prior James
Да,
died.
было такое. Там мы вроде ключи нашли еще.
No. I remember that I thought
Который какой-то микрочелик туда запрятал. По-моему, ключи от кухни были.
Kingsbridge.
A grim thought.
I was not happy with the state of Kingsbridge back then. I admit that.
No, I better have a look at the crypts now.
Так, вправо мы не можем, дом Капитула. Мы можем походить.
That's not the way to the
Все, понял. Тропинка на кладбище. А туда можно?
No, not before I find out.
Понятно. Зачем нам тогда дали возможности? Чтобы было. Я понял. О, как. Стройплощадка. Том говорил, что собор невозможно достроить. Теперь я понимаю, что он имел в виду. Трещина. Точно над криптой. Причина наверняка в ней. Но что могло привести к появлению такой трещины?
Philip is right. It does look like a finger, pointing right at the crypt. I better wait for Tom. I know he doesn't want to miss anything.
Возможно. Ну, она прям с размахом такая. Величественная, офигенная. Выглядит красиво. О.
Now it's down here too. The first cracks are showing.
That means we were right. The cause of the instability must be down here.
The ground.
Could be.
The drought could have made it worse.
We'll find out.
Том, как хорошо, что он здесь, со мной. Без Альфреда мы с ним замечательно ладим. И все же печально, что он лишился еще одного сына. Да ладно. Только одного.
Go ahead. I need some time to catch my breath.
На, старикан. Пенсия, понятно.
I'm fine.
Реликвия. Эту статую мне подарил Рашид. Она бы привлекала сюда не меньше людей, чем мощи святого Адольфа, если бы не засуха и не буря. Трещина. Вот и ты. Что же ты делаешь в самой нижней части стенки? Отвечай-ка.
That definitely wasn't here before.
It wasn't.
Ну давай.
If there's dry sand behind there, we know it's the ground.
Just be careful when you work on that wall. If it's the ground and the foundation, the whole wall could cave in.
Here we go. But
what?
I think I can feel a draft.
What?
One more time.
Ох, блядь. Сорямба.
Can you see well enough?
Yeah.
Jack, watch out!
It's all right.
What is it?
Dear God.
Дверь.
These stones, they've been removed before.
The mortar is missing on most of them.
Whoever put them back just added some mortar on top of the stones to hide the fact that they were removed. The tile at the bottom was completely loose.
What does that mean?
I think it was an entrance.
An entrance? To where?
That's what we'll find out.
Careful now. You've got the whole east wall on top of you. Jack?
Jack?
Да все, хватит.
I just hit my head. It's dark in here. There's a whole room here. A chamber.
What's that?
I'll get a torch.
Philip, I'll get it. You stay here.
Песок. Сколько же тут песка? Похоже, часть комнаты обрушилась. Поэтому стена начала трескаться. Гроб. Длинная штука. Похоже на гроб. Веник. Что это такое? Похоже на веник. Деревянный кубок для воды. По крайней мере, кажется, что так. Веник. Нет, похоже, когда себя по спине бьют. Как он называется-то, блядь? Плетка.
What is that doing here? That's not wood. It's metal. Gold, even. Is that a coffin? Oh, there's sand everywhere. Uh-huh. It's a bed. What? There's a bed in here. What?
Jonathan, we need that torch.
I have the torch.
All right, come in here. Should be safe.
Yes.
Did you know about this place?
No. No, I did not. I've seen this chalice before, when I was very young. It's the chalice of the Eucharist from Kingsbridge Cathedral.
Да, был такой, то что мать говорила, что подставили типа его.
Cuthbert told me about it. They said it was stolen.
And melted down. I know. Mother told me. They also said it was my father who did it.
Did they?
So he's innocent then?
He must be.
And whoever hid the chalice is responsible for his death. They hanged him in Shiring for stealing this chalice. But it was here all along.
That scourge, the whip. It belonged to Prior James. I was afraid of it when I first visited Kingsbridge with Francis and Abbot Peter. Even the look of it scared me.
James. Maybe it was him. I think I saw him during the night of the fire in the cathedral. When the old cathedral burned down. There was a man in the fire. His shoulders were bloody,
Был такой,
as
да.
if he had chastised himself.
It is you! By God and the devil!
He told me that he had sinned, that he had done something to me. Perhaps because I looked like my father.
So he confessed for framing your father while he hid the cup here?
But it couldn't have been James you saw. James died weeks before the fire.
Did he? You said they never found his body. Maybe he hid down here. Maybe that's why the bed's here.
Звучит.
Jack, you were in the Burning Cathedral. What were you doing there?
Не признаваться в поджоге, сознаться. Сознаемся. Скажем, что мы его спалили нахер.
And then I told Philip what I had done. He just looked at me. He didn't say anything.
Третий приора Джеймса. Ох, ё-моё. Ладно. Будучи ребенком, Филипп боялся плети Джеймса. Впервые он увидел ее, когда вместе с аббатом Питером, который воспитывал его и Фрэнсиса после гибели их родителей, приезжал в Кингсбридж. Спустя годы Джеймс решил, что Филипп к тому времени уже молодой человек, уже вполне способен вести собственный приорат в лесной обители Святого Иоанна. Каждый раз, когда Филипп бывал в родном соборе, в Кингсбридже он вспоминал о дне, когда впервые увидел плеть. Аббату Питеру никогда не нравилась идея, что боль может привести к спасению, но приор Джеймс верил, что самоистязание — это единственный способ очистить душу от греховных влечений плоти. После того, как Джек сказал Филиппу, что приор Джеймс был жив в тот день, когда сгорел собор, Филипп вспомнил, что за несколько недель до этого хор не решался петь, поскольку слышал, как кто-то истязает себя в крипте. Может быть, они действительно слышали Джеймса. Может быть, Джеймс правда прятался в тайной комнате в крипте? Но почему? А вот, не знаю. Тем временем в Эрскале. Это вроде бы, да, та местность, где сама откуда Алиена. В той башне, где она сидела. А, ну да. Вот, ебать, он жирный.
What do you want?
Do you think it is wise to resign yourself to gluttony at times like these? While your people starve on the streets of Shiring?
Don't play the saint. You promise them miracles. And you make them pay. But your miracles never work out, do they?
God works in ways that we cannot comprehend.
My mother cannot walk. You failed. Again. What do you want?
I came about a book.
The Bible, again.
No. Philip of Gwynedd wrote it. And the church is displeased. Bishop Henry was enraged. This is our chance, William.
Your chance, you mean? If you need forces, talk to Walter, or Ugly. I don't care. I built your fucking cathedral. I'm done.
It's not just about Philip. It's about Aliena and her family.
Don't mention that name.
But have you not heard? King Stephen and Maud's son just signed a peace treaty.
I don't care.
You should care.
I said I don't. Now leave, and don't come back unless I ask for you. Where's my wife?
They've not returned yet, Lord William.
Then get me a whore.
Тоже
Now!
у тебя жена. Окончание войны. Спустя 15 лет войны между Стефаном и Мод Англия была раздроблена больше, чем когда-либо. После финального сражения у Уоллингфорда сын императора Мод Генрих II и Стефан договорились о перемирии. Позднее договор был подписан в Винчестере и Вестминстере. Согласно договору, Стефан останется королем до своей смерти, а затем трон наследует Генрих II. Также в договоре говорилось о том, что все решения относительно земель, принятые Стефаном, отменяются, а земли возвращают свой статус со времен правления Генриха I. Это означало, что графство Ширинг снова принадлежит наследникам Бартоломью, а не Хамлеи. Но кто решится выступить против Уильяма Хамлея? В то же время где-то далеко. Ты тоже, что ли, посидела? Найти убежище. Деньги на дорогу. Нормально, блин. А чё, её снести ветром, что ли, может? Безопасность. О, кенты сидят.
I am sorry for intruding, but I must ask you for shelter. I was on my way from the Fleece Fair in Winchester to Kingsbridge and got caught in the storm.
Nasty, isn't it?
Yes. And it's getting worse and worse. Thank you for your hospitality.
Это не отсюда плакали? О, то есть надо снаружи где-то. Можно было, походу, вправо пойти или что? Ну давай. То есть вправо. Это камень, я почти ничего не вижу. Ну, там лошадь какая-то лежит.
Oh dear, are you hurt? My horse. It fell. I can't move. Take my hand. We'll get you inside. We'll only be here until it's safe to leave. We won't bother you.
Да тут кенты, мне кажется, все, никто здесь не живет. Так, перевалочный
I'm
пункт.
Aliena. What's your name?
Elizabeth.
Breathe, Elizabeth. You're safe now.
Mm-hmm.
She took her.
Позаботиться о путешественнице. Элизабет, старая женщина, мужчина. Миска. Маленькая миска, достаточно чистая, чтобы поесть из нее. Маленькая миска. Дым. И не разглядеть, что там творится. Дым заполняет всю комнату. Одеяло старое. Вытертое, но еще теплое. Рваное одеяло. Пахнет лошадью.
I'm just going to borrow it.
Let's try to get along until the storm passes.
Огонь, комната полна дыма, огонь всех согреет. Трудно дышать. Горшок, в горшке еще осталась похлебка, довольно жидкая на вид. Так, там что, копыта плавает? Мясо, мясо, копченого мяса. Может и не первой свежести, но питательное. Редкое зрелище в голод. Крестьяне наблюдают за кем? Наблюдают за нами. Стоит думать, что я говорю. Это из-за нее? Так, позаботиться о путешественнице. Ну, мы, наверное, спиздим еды. Вот они рады, наверное, будут. Маленькая миска с супом. Да пошел.
We don't have much, but always enough for a lost soul.
У нас есть вон кинжал отца. Так, на одеяло.
Thank you.
Да не за что.
Hey, that's our blanket.
Потеря наша, прикинь.
Can't you see she's freezing?
It's all right. It's just a blanket.
Это нытик какой-то. Найти ей что-нибудь поесть. Так мы нашли. На. О, получено достижение. Просьба о помощи.
Eat this. You must be hungry.
Thank you. That's nice of you.
Why are you giving her soup? Dirt. That's what she deserves for dinner.
What? Do you want her to starve?
Please, don't start a fight.
Oh, you're so kind. Many people would have let me die. People don't listen to me. My entourage didn't even notice they lost me.
Who?
My husband and his entourage.
A fine husband you have. I divorced my last one for less than that.
Divorced? Oh, he's just been beside himself ever since his mother.
Maybe now you'll understand what loss feels like. And what you people are doing to us.
Stop bullying her. Can't you see she's upset?
Стоп буллинг. Не бульте, мужик.
How do they know you? This isn't right.
Oh, I'm used to it. I guess that's how it is when your husband holds an office like that. He has to do a lot of things people don't like. And sometimes they recognize me, too.
Wait.
Ваш муж граф Ширинга. А, ну сейчас,
Is
знаешь,
your
это
husband
похоже, жена
the Earl
Уильяма.
of Shiring?
Хамлея.
Who knew?
William Hamley.
Oh, please don't abandon me too. I swear, I'm not. I can't.
И каков он сейчас?
I used to know him when I was a girl.
Really?
What's he like now?
I loathe him with all my heart. I had accepted the arrangement with goodwill, but he had other plans. How do you know him?
Сказать напрямую.
He wanted to marry me when I was your age. Apparently, he likes young girls, no matter how old he gets.
You too were supposed to marry him. How come you didn't?
He was a beast. So I refused.
You refused him?
It caused a lot of misery.
You're so courageous. I wish I was like you. I can't even stand up to the servants.
Don't act like you didn't have a hand in the downfall of this land. For years he roamed across the country to raid, rape and kill.
I'm sorry.
He's no earl. After all he's taken from us, we should take something from him too.
She has nothing to do with this. Don't you dare touch her. Can't you see she's another one of his victims?
Стадо, им похер.
I'll give over. She's in on it too.
Can you even imagine how it must be to be a child married to Hamley? The abuse and the humiliation every single day. I'm so sorry.
I'm crying.
Блин, а мы так не сможем, да, с другим поконтачить? Я думал, сейчас сначала мы с ней поговорим, потом с другими.
I just don't know what to do anymore.
Sam, where the hell am I supposed to tether this horse?
Уолтер. Знакомый Кент.
It's Walter. He's looking for me.
Дайте кинжал, дайте совет промолчать. Поезжай со мной в Кингсбридж. Хавый кинжал. Зафигачить ты, наверное, его сможешь в крысу-то. Получи достижение отчаянные меры. Ладно. Ой, ты тоже посидел.
I've not seen you in a long time. William would be very pleased if I brought him your head.
No! Don't harm her. If it wasn't for her, I'd be dead. She saved me from the storm.
Did she now? Come on, we have to get back to the castle. We've lost too much time already.
Ничего не делать, я не позволю это себе, брат. Она останется со мной.
Elizabeth stays with me.
No, she doesn't.
Thank you for saving me and protecting me from these people.
Come on now, we need to get going. William is waiting.
Угу. То есть, короче, это все равно, да, что мы получим? Супруга Уильяма. Так, отказ Льены надолго отбил Уильяме охоту жениться, но однажды его мать выступила с предложением, указав на юную девушку, дочь Харальда из Веймаута, богатого рыцаря и сторонника Стефана. 14-летнюю девочку зовут Элизабет. Поначалу Уильям считал, что из нее не выйдет невеста для него, но поскольку он не хотел прилагать никаких усилий к тому, чтобы найти себе более подходящую жену, он принял это предложение матери. Епископ Уолрен обвенчал их в часовне Эрлскасла, но больше пир по случаю бракосочетания были приглашены все более и менее важные персоны. Элизабет, нежная девушка, которая польщена честью быть выбранной в качестве графской жены. Но вскоре выясняет, что Уильям презирает ее за стремление ему угодить. О, как. Не нравятся ему, значит, такие девушки. Вы нашли тайную комнату под Кингсбриджским собором. Вы признались Филиппу в поджоге собора. Церковь жестоко критикует книгу Филиппа. Война между императрицей Мот и королем Стефаном закончилась. Вы нашли Элизабет после того, как вошли в хижину. А, ну можно сразу, да, походу было. Да я просто не... Я думал, из дома доносится все это. Вы принесли ей немного супа. Вы принесли ей одеяло, чтобы она согрелась. Вы дали ей кинжал так, чтобы Уолтер не заметил. Ну и... Надеюсь, она еще сделает свое. Глава 18. Разбойники. Ага, прям так, да? Нам сразу говорят, что сейчас будет. Ну уж как традиция, все пишет и пишет куда-то. То книгу, то письма. Вот, брату своему. Ну, на книгу хватило бы.
Know what my words in those letters amount to. It is different with the book I've written. It has found its way into priories throughout England and beyond. Because of my book, I may have to talk to Bishop Henry. But that is not the only thing that keeps me awake tonight.
Написать о книге, написать о Кингсбридже. Написать о находке в крипте, пусть знаю.
Behind a wall in our crypt, Jack discovered a hidden room. We do not know who built it. But it is likely that Prior James hid there, even after he was said to have drowned. That means he was alive when we met in Kingsbridge on New Year's Day, the day of his burial. And Jack told me he saw a man in the church the night it burned down. Was that him? And if so, did he burn in the fire that night?
Ну, конечно, куда бы он делся? Написать о Кингсбридже.
The dust storm and the drought are taking their toll on all of us. Thanks to our town wall, we are safe from the Earl and the outlaws. We've heard of places nearby being raided. We believe the attackers were William Hamley's men. We have enough food to last us another few weeks. But life has come to a halt. Martha believes there will be rain soon. But the storm is only a harbinger of rain. I hope that she is right.
Написать о книге.
Jonathan worries about my book. The Divine Soul. In Winchester, he heard that Bishop Henry was less than pleased by what I had written. I am not naive enough to pretend I do not know why. I wrote that hope is godly, and since God made each of us, hope and salvation are only to be found within ourselves. Henry sells hope, and I am giving it away for free. If the church should ask me to clarify my position, of course I shall do so. But I feel I must give our people what they need in these desperate times. And how could I write anything else if this is what I truly believe?
Закончить письмо.
It must be well after midnight.
Скорее всего.
With you, I can be honest about what truly troubles me. Jack told me that he was responsible for the fire in Kingsbridge. I know that it was a long time ago. He told me he set fire to the roof because he had heard monks were bad people.
А, так вот, зачем он поджег, даже я так и не понял, зачем.
Either.
Милий. Понятно.
The whole roof is in flames.
My God!
Don't go in there. But Alphas, the saint, we must save him. No, no, don't go.
And as horrible as it may sound, I cannot find it in my heart just now.
Ну, не
Forgive
прощай.
Jack. Maybe because this confession comes too late, and from a man who I have learned to trust. This is the truth. I should get some air, Francis. The storm has settled down.
Записи. Я записывал свои проповеди. Так родилась книга, что я написал. Неужели я не должен был писать то, во что верю?
I know them by heart, but Jonathan insisted we keep them.
Книги. Копии моей книги. Я подарил одну из них Генри, а теперь он мне угрожает.
I don't like to indulge in my own writings.
Письмо. Это второе письмо за месяц. Я скучаю по Фрэнсису.
Later. I need time to think.
Пойдем гулять. Ух, как выглядит стрёмно. С собора. Джек все еще работает. Может быть, ему тоже трудно заснуть.
A magnificent cathedral. But I would have been more than content with the old one, had it not been burned to the ground.
Могил. Тут они все покоятся в ожидании. Дорогие друзья, ушедшие раньше меня. Когда придет мое время, я их снова увижу.
If James died in that fire, then what happened to his remains? He was never properly buried, and that is Jack's fault.
Ну уж, ты на Джека налетел. Так, что тут снизу? Есть же тут что-нибудь? Река. Джеймс не провалился под лед? Что он делал в церкви? Он прятался или его прятали?
Jack started the fire. He should have told me.
У кого-то жопа горит, да? Ой, как подняться, понял. Тропа вокруг собора. Нам больше некуда идти, влево он не может, я так понимаю. О, там Кент какой-то справа. А, вообще люди тут какие-то. Эй. Да я вижу, вон, о, справа. О.
That came from the kitchen.
Собор. Джек превзошел сам себя. В Англии еще не было таких соборов.
Oh, it's you.
You startled me.
I thought I heard something. Was that you?
No, but I heard it too. Maybe Aliena came back.
No. No, she's asleep. She returned a few hours ago.
Она пришла.
Damn it.
Jack.
Sorry. There's someone in the kitchen.
Yes, I think you're right.
Stay behind me. I'll go ahead.
Это мы типа за Джеком так зашли. Ох, ё-моё, кенты. Разбойники. Их двое всего лишь. Они не слышат.
Outlaws.
Вовремя кенты залезли. Что-то им проповедить начнем считать. Они с ножами.
They are probably just after food. I will talk to them. All right.
Нахера? Разбойники. Они вынуждены красть. Ужасные времена. В каком они должны быть отчаянном положении? Мужики.
Please. Listen. We don't mean you harm.
Philip, be careful! Damn it! Philip, throw me a stone.
Бля, что так тяжело-то было, Ладно. Нап. Вот это вот. Вот это вот, да. Он. Кто он-то? Брат Марк. Кто? А, этот, которого изгнали. Ремиги изгнал его. Брат Марк, получен достижение.
No, but...
What about him?
Don't be afraid.
Нормально, бля.
Why did you do that, you animal? I will get the others.
No!
What?
He's just a child.
Just a child. Jack forgave the child. Just like that. And I forgave him.
Нормально тому Филипп животным
That was
обозвал.
what he had been when he arrived in Kingsbridge. Just a child. Who was I to judge this man for not confessing earlier what he had done? I had never told his wife, Aliena, that I was responsible for her fate and for her father's. Even that night, when we all met, I did not dare to tell her.
The walls of Kingsbridge weren't enough anymore. The outlaws had found a way in. We weren't safe in our homes.
So this is what it has come to. Kingsbridge is under attack.
Why didn't Uncle Richard chase them away? Why?
Now, now, do not exaggerate.
О, мать-то как у нас постарела,
This is not a
смотрите.
siege.
We only saw 2 of them, and one of them was a child.
But they almost killed you.
Обвините Уильяма. Ну, короче... Филипп, назвать причиной засуху.
These poor souls were starving. Many are forced to turn to thievery because of the drought.
A true Earl's duty should be to protect his people.
Yes, that would be nice. Let's ask William Hamley for help, shall we?
It is all too easy to blame a desperate child. Forgiveness is much harder.
It is.
But forgive we must.
Can you? Forgive, I mean.
I already have.
Hamley is the reason for this. He's to blame. It's that simple.
Well, he won't be Earl for long. The Treaty of Wallingford has been signed at last. It's only a matter of time until things change.
What treaty? Winchester is in turmoil about this right now. Stephen and Maud have signed the treaty. Maud's son, Duke Henry, is to be crowned the next king.
And, by agreement, all lands are to be returned to their previous owners.
But Stephen will continue to rule as long as he lives.
The earldom will be ours again.
It will not.
Why the bloody hell not?
Bloody hell.
Language? No one will enforce this until Stephen is dead.
What is to be done then?
Так, попросить их проявить твердость, там поделиться едой с разбойниками, или защитить разбойников. Обратиться к новому королю. Я вообще без понятия, что тут лучше. И вообще ничего не может выстрелить.
And if Hamley were to fight the decision, he'd have to face the king's army.
Well, if they're hungry, can't we just give them something to eat? I'll share.
We should, and we will. But there are too many to feed them all.
We must do something.
Well, I cannot sit quietly and wait until Stephen dies of old age. The Treaty of Wallingford is in place. I won't wait for another 17 years. Not when I'm so close to fulfilling the promise I made to my father.
You're right, but it wasn't William Hamley who came here last night. It's the outlaws we need to worry about.
Well, what do we do about it?
Натравить разбойников на Уильяма, высказать защиту разбойников, надо укрепить Кингсбридж, проявить сострадание. Не проявим сострадание.
They too are victims. We must show compassion. If we defend Kingsbridge, we must cause as little harm as possible, or better, help as many as possible.
Things will only get worse if we don't find a way to deal with Hamley.
What about his mother? I've heard that Hamley still listens to her, that she still has a say in Earl's Castle.
Yes, let's tell his mother.
If we spoke to Regan Hamley, we might not need a physical confrontation at all.
That'll never work. We have to assault them and take back our father's castle. Even if that means fighting alongside the outlaws.
I don't like either choice, to be honest.
Neither do I. So, what do you think, Helena?
Ну, я поговорю с разбойником. Я не знаю, что с матерью разговаривать этого чела.
Maybe we can find someone who can speak on their behalf. And if there's no one, then we will.
I'll ride with you.
You won't, Cub. Not with that leg of yours.
Your mother is right. Besides, if we all turn up, they might think we mean them harm.
Так, продолжаем. Позвонили. Отправиться на юг.
Our hopes of meeting allies on the road to Shiring were fading with every mile. The only people we saw were sitting by the side of the road, broken and starving. Shiring was riddled with death and despair. I'd heard that Wigley had just been raided by outlaws, leaving them almost entirely without cattle. Maybe someone there knew where the raiders had come from. But Calford, on the other hand, had a recent falling out with William Hamley. There was a chance that they would be quick to join our resistance.
Так. Попытаться найти союзников в Коуфорде. Спросите о всадниках в Вигли. Да я фиг его знает, куда нам идти-то. Давайте сюда.
We entered the village. There was a weary young man trying to repair a roof. He pointed toward a ruined mill. Hamley's mill, he called it, which used to have the right to grind all grain from the nearby villages. That was until a few days ago. Hamley had come to collect his share and, due to the famine, was met with empty coffers. Enraged, he'd killed the miller and had taken every last bag of flour belonging to the starving people of Calford. Many had fled into the forest, desperate for their lives.
Поехать в Ширинг. Спросить о всадниках в Вигли. Ну, вон куда можно поехать, в Хантли. О, как, блядь. Иди куда хочешь, да? Так, ну, пойдем в Вигли.
As we reached Wigley, we met a farmer tending to a scrawny chicken. She told us that Hamley had claimed ownership of all their cattle. Shortly after that, the cattle vanished. Raiders had taken it, throwing William Hamley into a fit of rage. Some say they recognized the thieves, neighbors who had once lived among them. They were long believed to be among the dead. Were we really building our hopes on a pack of ghosts?
Ну, в Ширинг я не думаю пока что. Поехали в Хантли. Через всю... Блин, а изначально ее не было? Может, я просто не увидел?
The fields of Huntley spurred fond memories. Here, I'd negotiated my first deal to transport and sell the farmer's wool.
Да, был такое давно.
Now, the meadows had turned to straw, and the sheep were dead. Soon, we reached Uncle Simon's abandoned hut. Our horses needed rest, so we wanted to leave them there while we looked around on foot. Then, I remembered how Richard had been kicked by the man William had paid to catch us, and the horrible sounds he'd made lying there. Inside the hut, I was startled by a hunched figure hiding in a corner, nibbling on a lump of bread. Upon seeing us, the creature's eyes widened, like those of a frightened animal. I asked him where he got bread in times like these. Was it stolen? No, I got it from the butcher. The people at Sally's quarry told me to ask the butcher, he blurted out, startled by his own voice. Mistaking our interest for greed, he wolfed down the rest of the bread. Before we could ask more, the frightened man jumped up and fled into the forest. The butcher, was he the one we were looking for? A leader whom the downtrodden trusted and feared? Maybe we could find him at the quarry the man had mentioned.
Ну, ебать, возвращаться. Ну, давайте, мне кажется, продолжим проходить следующие серии, а то уже 5 серий на час. Вот. Сразу же буду записывать следующую. А так, всем спасибо за просмотр. Лайки, дизлайки, комменты, не комменты, подписка, отписка. У меня на часах в 7 вечера. Всем приятного вечера. Всем спасибо и всем пока-пока.